I want to share an incident which I was involved in a few days ago. It is a situation which could have been life threatening to a senior citizen lady who lives alone in her house. The reason I'm making this video is something like this could happen to me, it could happen to you, or it could happen to someone you know. So there are some takeaways, some learnings from the incident, and that is what I would like to share with everyone so that you can make some changes and such a situation could be handled better. As I mentioned, we know a senior citizen lady who lives alone and in a house, and she had a maid who would visit her, a newspaper vendor who would deliver newspapers. Now, apparently, what we understand is that she fell down while coming out of the bathroom and became immobile. She was not able to move. She barely was able to move a few feet and lean against a wall, and she was stranded there. Nobody knew that she has fallen down in her house. It was only after more than 27 or 28 hours that some of the neighbors and the security watchmen they suspected that the lady is not you know no one has entered the door, the newspaper is still at the door. So there was an alarm, and few people, neighbors, got involved to be able to help. Luckily, she was attentive. She was able to shout out. So when people from the main door they were yelling and finding out whether she is fine or what has gone wrong with her, there was the ability to establish some communication with her. But now the problem, and that is what I want to be able to talk about, is people wanted to enter the house. This is the second floor of a building with a lift. Now there is no key with anybody. So that is the most important thing which actually I want to talk about today in this video, is that whether you are a single person, male, female, whatever gender, living alone, or whether you are even husband, wife, or two partners living together, or whether you are a larger family, there could be scenarios where you would be alone in your house. A neighbor should have your house keys, because in this situation it took about 2 to 3 hours after the situation was identified to actually retrieve her out of her house. So as I said, the learning is that the keys should be available with a neighbor. Unfortunately, here that wasn't true, and fortunately, she was fine. She wasn't fine in a sense, she had a fracture, but I mean, apart from the fracture, she was fine. Now, we had a very, very hard time to get into that house. One of the first thoughts came to me is to call the fire brigade and they could help. 101, and I called. Apparently, Mumbai fire brigade numbers don't work. Very, very sad. I called multiple times. I looked up for a landline number for fire brigade in the local vicinity. I got a landline. Nobody answered. It went through only once. So that's a separate problem which needs to be addressed. But what can we do in our lives to prevent this situation? Then I decided, okay, let's call the cops. I called up 100 because we don't know how to enter this house. It's locked, and there are grills on the windows even if you were to reach the second floor. So there's no way to get through. I really thought they can help. Again, 100 also was very difficult to get through, and no response there. Anyway, in the meantime, the neighbors decided to call a locksmith who was quite confident that he will be able to open the door. So there were two doors, security door outside and then the inner door. He was able to open the outside door fairly quick, but the second door, he struggled, and it went on, and he couldn't open it. He tried to make a backup key and everything, didn't open. It didn't open. We had to break the door. Everybody there, neighbors, locksmith, and the door was finally broken, and we were able to enter the house. Uh, the senior citizen lady was very happy to see that other people have been able to come in. We rushed her to hospital. So all of those things happened. The goal of this video is your keys need to be readily available so that something like this doesn't have to happen. You do not need to have the door broken open. Someone should be able to open the door. Now, that's really the goal of this video. Make sure that you are giving your keys. Don't think this happened to someone who was living alone. So you live in a family of two, three, or four, and this may not happen with you. No, don't look at life like that. You could, emergencies don't ask you before coming, they happen. And when they happen, you the ability to open the door in as quick a time frame as possible could be the difference between life and death. This lady was very fortunate. She hadn't injured her head, she hadn't had any other such serious situations. Again, surprising, she has some medicines, and she was not able to take any medicine. She was not able to, eat any food. She was not able to drink water. 30 hours without all of this is very amazing. That she was, apart from a fracture, she was fine. But that may not happen with everyone. The ability to open the door as quickly as possible is very, very important. So figure out how you make that happen in your life. Giving the keys to your neighbors is very, very, very important. That's all. Thank you.